Wow.
So good.
I haven't made a putt that good yet in my life.
That just seems so nonchalant.
And then, yes!
No! Come on! What a putt.
Isaac.
This looks good.
Yep.
It's in!
Whoa!
What a shot!
Wow. Wow. Does it again.
Hello and welcome to round one coverage of the 2025 Northwest Disc Golf Championship presented by Latitude 64. We are out at Milo, McIver for what some might call the best tournament of the year in Portland, Oregon. And you're watching JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
4 rounds, 2 rounds here at Milo, 2 rounds this weekend at Glendeveer Park. This is certainly an epic disc golf tournament.
Yeah, you're right about that, Jerm. But before we get started, our Jomez Tour Series Cicada is back. This is number 2 of 4 that we're going to have this year. What do they fly like? They're a little understable and they go pretty dang straight. That's something that you're going to want. If you want a way to support Jomez, you can do it by snagging one of these bad boys. Go check them out at JomezPro.com. Let's get right into the action, though. What do we got here? Nate Sexton.
Hole 1, par 3, 455. Tough starting hole. Used to play kind of, I think this was maybe hole 12 or hole 13 on the original layout. And I think 455 seemed easier when you were that deep into the course. They really throw you into the fire now. You got to throw quite a shot to get a birdie look here.
PDGA start from Urbandale, Iowa, Gannon, Buhr.
I like that the lady doing the intros was announcing how many tournaments you had played. That was an interesting piece of information for each player as their name was called.
It's a good way to make you feel old. That's what I found out about that.
Gannon, look at this casual throw, guys.
Kind of getting a little love through that double love.
Wow, and the roll.
Oh,
what
man.
a shot.
What a start.
I played with Ezra Robinson, and he was already over 200 tournaments played, and he came back off the tee. And I was like, man, you been packing in flex starts or what? How are you getting that number that high?
Oh, Robinson brothers been playing a long time in the Southeast.
It's true.
Finally bringing their talents to the big show. Call Redalen in the bling. The Johnny Black with the gold sparkle.
Love it.
Out here looking good in his home state. Disc Golf Pro Tour champion at Ledgestone a few years back.
Plenty of power in this arm. Gets it turned over. That's the mistake you see a lot of people make. You either hit those or you go straight into the bushes like Gannon did. I think that's the play, honestly. Yeah. I think the play is to try to get into that tree.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think you can do it via the roller, the air shot. I mean, you crash that, you're going to have some kind of putt. It's going to be tough, but maybe you get a roll like Gannon and you just dropping one in.
Yeah, they really cleared that inside that tree out. So if you can just get past that first set of branches, you actually have kind of a wide open look. Wow, this is very turned over.
Yeah, it is. Nice new tee pad from the Parks Department here on this hole.
What was that number?
I couldn't quite hear it, but it's a big one.
I think it's probably in the 200s.
I think it was 288.
Yeah, it's not as big as some.
Okay.
But obviously, growing up in Europe, a little bit less opportunity, perhaps.
Oh, dimed it.
That looks
real
so
zippy.
Good.
Is it long enough?
Yeah. Yes. Right through there. Yeah. That's a putt.
It's a look.
Foot in there. I saw they did a cool thing and had the head park ranger here throw a ceremonial first shot.
That's cool.
Fun fact, Sam Gibson, childhood friend of mine, we lived across the street from each other.
That is even cooler.
And I've played many tournaments against him. He's quite a disc golfer.
What an honor. Isaac leaves his approach a little shorter than he'd like, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's really short.
And Cole is off to that right side, and he's got not a tap in for his par. Meanwhile, Simon off to a knee. That's a very Simon-y putt. Didn't give it the best treatment there.
I don't think he could grab a lot of power from that stance.
Mm-hmm. Isaac does well to save par from 25.
Another little awkward spot over here, having to go to the knee.
Oops.
It's actually interesting how this course can provide a lot of awkward putts. It seems like it's like kind of a wide open little course, like no problems, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, why can't I see the basket?
Yeah, the rough areas are still quite rough.
Yeah.
The only hole in the course that actually averaged dead par even was hole 1. Only 12 birdies on the day, and you got to see one of them there with Gannon's park job.
I guess there wasn't a lot of bogeys. It seems like a tough bogey.
Feels like maybe 12 would be the number.
Yeah. Maybe a
12?
double in there.
12 birdies?
12 singles,
Oh,
no dubs.
Bugs.
11 bogeys, 1 dub.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got me.
Yeah.
There's always going to be someone just oopsie.
On the green. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little double oopsie.
Sure.
Yuli, we're used to seeing your name on the leaderboard screen right there. What's going on?
Yeah, I decided to take a week off from getting the first hole. And let the other guys lead the tournament, this time.
It's that time of year. We get the fastest drone flight of the year. They expect us to diagram this out. We're not even going to try.
1,200
feet, par 5.
They call it the monster, is that correct?
I've heard it called that.
It's definitely a monster. Now that they've added the OB on both sides, it plays really tough.
This one is the hardest hole on the course. No surprise. 0.46 over par.
Need this to work right.
I think it's gonna. That's
Yeah,
very understandable.
that's good.
Very short.
Take
Yeah,
a
but I
stab at that's his function.
I don't think that's going to bother you. Like, you set up the line. A
Yeah.
longer is always better, but you get over there by that FPOT, good things can happen. This is twisting through quickly as well, and I think that's what you want to see.
I think Gannon's gonna have a nice little two-piece from there.
Yeah.
This flex shot is the proper play if you have the distance. Otherwise, it's really awkward from that spot.
Potentially pretty sizable two-piece.
Yeah.
I think you can send it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Simon, a bit more cut. This needs to get right here at the end. It's actually working pretty perfect.
That's really good. Well, you don't know. He
He
might be squared up in an awkward spot. But
That camera does need to turn around to see what the player is going to have, but the fact that it moved right at the end, pretty good.
Yeah, this is good. If you throw too much cut, there's a tree that I've always called the octopus. I think others as well, that grows straight down to the ground. It's a cedar. You're getting nowhere if you throw it in there. And if you try to be too aggressive with that roller, you'll find it.
It's a Christmas tree that you couldn't hide any presents under. You just couldn't even put them under there.
yeah, from here, that's really all they let you do is throw the sidearm. You can do like a kind of a cheeky roller that kind of
with that
cuts
OB,
out.
huh?
Yeah,
It's
it's really
scary.
scary.
That path was not OB until maybe last year, I think, and it changes the hole pretty well. That certainly makes you be more precise. See, and he can send this, looking to get a little bit of flip. Does it
Man,
beat
that
the
is-
corner. Maybe, yes. That is sweet.
I don't know if you were around, Nate, for coverage when we've been calling that disc Summer Breeze. Brad Williams gave it that name, and it's
Okay,
the name of the disc. You're going to see him throw it all
I
day.
mean, tell me more. Well,
Look at the cheeky roller.
very. And look at how much distance that's getting past the
Wow,
tree.
that's awesome.
Perfect time to curl it.
That's about as good as you could ever expect after 2 shots on the monster.
There's the octopus left of screen.
So Simon's drive was essentially perfect, especially if you have a good forehand.
Worried about this.
Oh,
I'm
good
not
skip.
worried
Yeah.
anymore, though. That was awesome.
That was huge.
Simon always downplays his forehand. He even says he has a terrible forehand, and yet he pulls out 400-foot dimed forehands all the time.
I don't think he downplays everything. Mm-hmm. Is this a roller?
I think it is. He's waiting for it to flip.
That is crazy. To go to the back to the basket stance roller. I mean, that's a very difficult shot.
How much distance did he achieve on that?
Not a lot, I don't think. Couldn't have been.
Oh, boy. Tough start for Cole.
This is about a 380 shot.
Low ceiling. This is coming in with heat.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is.
I think
It's
that was
long.
going long, yeah.
This is. Oh yeah, there you go.
Good tree. Good tree.
35 long, maybe.
That thing had another 40, 50 feet on it.
Sometimes 1200 is just not long enough, you know?
That is crazy.
Simon's like, geez, how far is this? I just went 50 long.
Cool thing to that I got to find out during the press conference. Simon and Gannon for the season are 3-3 against each other.
Nice.
So a fun little rivalry going on between those two.
Okay. Okay from there. I would have loved to see another sidearm, I think. He just threw one that worked out really, really good. This needs to hurry, 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 hurry. It does.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Come on now. Okay, so it's circle 1.
Yeah.
Cole needs to come up with a big shot here just to save the bogey.
Oh, no. This is worst case scenario almost, other than if he's just even a little closer to that bush, but he's got work to do.
Yeah.
Trying to fight.
Just too many limbs out there in the line of the flight.
I mean, just a nightmare start, really, regardless of the result of this next putt for Cole.
Oh, Simon wanted to see the full flight, and so did I. That was a beautiful bid from outside C2, right around 70 feet.
This for the 6.
Oh, boy.
Here's another one of those little awkward guys that Milo gives you. Oh, that's a good putt. Like, this is a green where I would be like, yeah, pretty wide open, you know?
Yeah, and
It's nice, and there's wood chips all over the place that cover 50 feet of area, and then you're like, well, why am I on a knee just
Yeah.
absolutely begging for
Look at you
this?
can barely see him. And he's only, 35-ish, like barely outside the circle.
Yep.
Beautiful putt.
Isaac skips off left side.
I think the little tough areas on the greens, though, are really good, especially in this area of the country where it isn't all that windy. So your challenge on the green is like understanding the spots, being precise, and then like being a professional, figuring it out and making something a little bit fancy every once in a while. I think it tends to work pretty well. I don't know that I'd like it in the middle of the country where you're going to deal with like 30 mile an hour wind rounds and then you've got a bunch of cabbage.
Sure. Yeah, I can get down with that.
You know what happens to the cabbage too? It moves. So you
Yeah.
sometimes have no cabbage, and then all of a sudden
It's just-
cabbage,
yeah.
and then no cabbage. Now you're timing it,
Yep.
and it makes you sad.
Paul Ulibarri is on the list, guys. He's on the top 10. Nate Sexton, he is on the list. He is on the top 10 at 1 under.
Yeah, just still not leading them. That's the thing.
Come on.
You know,
It's hard to win when you're the only person in the field to birdie the first 2 holes like Gannon.
seriously, those are really tough gets.
Yeah.
Hole 1 and 2, and then they give you a little breather here. 400 feet right in front of you. I mean, dead straight as they make them. Throw whatever you got.
Little OB left, little OB long. You don't see too many people
No.
testing that. But
Used to back in the day, but people are too good now.
Yeah, there's so many signature holes on this course, but for
this
whatever
might,
reason,
this might be long. Sorry, Jerm.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
is. It's outside the circle long. For whatever reason, I often think of this hole when I think of Milo McIver. I know that that's probably not the hole that most people think of, but this just reminds me of this place for some reason.
Very nice.
Use the front of that hill to slow the disc down. Gets another look at birdie. This time, let's call it 27 feet.
Ooh, that better be overstable,
Here it
and
comes.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
goodness,
perfect.
good.
I don't know what year it was that they built up this little mounded green, but I can remember feeling like that was the first time I ever saw like a disc golf course had like heavy equipment. They moved like earth around. Like, whoa.
That's
you
cool.
know?
I had no idea that it wasn't just always like that.
No, it was built.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm guessing
When
you're
did
like
they
me,
get
Yuli.
grass?
I was right around the same time. Like they seeded it
grassed
right
it
away
up,
from
wow.
what I remember.
All right, Cole. A little redemption, perhaps? Yes.
What were you gonna say, Joe?
I was just asking you if you were like me and that the first time you came here, this mound was already here.
Yes, it was.
And you've been playing here longer than I have.
2007 was my first.
2012 was mine.
You're a little puppy.
I guess so. In this room.
There he goes. Another birdie.
Oh boy, watch out. Well, if you're the only person to birdie the first 2, then my guess is you're probably the only person to birdie the first 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Educated guess.
Oh no.
Ew. Just like the hole before, a left side chain out for Isaac.
I played the first professional tournament of my career at this very venue 21 years ago.
So 1986.
Yeah. So yeah, special, you know, obviously Milo. It's the course the Oregonians are the proudest of, I'd say. That and Whistler's Bend, in my opinion, and always been a special place.
My buddies and I just helped grow the global disc golf community. Check it out. We got our favorite shirts at Quirky Goodies, and a percentage of the sales proceeds go to the Paul Macbeth Foundation. They build great disc golf courses all around the world. I picked up 3 shirts for myself. This one's my favorite. Hey, if you're like me and you're always looking for a discount code, use this one, JomezPro 15. That'll give you 15% off. QuirkyGoodies.com. Buy a shirt, make a difference.
Hole 4, par 4, 635 feet. OB down the left side, pretty tough rough on the right side, and then some sneaky OB on the long side as well. This one is difficult to judge the weight on the approach as it's almost always blind in here to this tall basket. And the OB long is inside the circle, so you can play turnover backhand, you can play flex forehand off the tee. I think you would prefer to be left on the tee shot to open up the angle. Oh, I'll show you how to do it. So you're going to take the X-Cal, slang it over towards the OB, but you know it's a stable one. Swing it back, stay out there near the OB, but then you have a much better angle into the pin.
That was
See,
a perfect forehand drive.
if you're over here on the right side, you are in a lot of trouble at this distance, but now I just have Firebird, throw it up high, and it's one of the easier birdies on the course when you throw a decent drive. I think the second shot is not that demanding technically.
Yeah, it's not a ton of distance. It's just a high level of accuracy is required. Using that left side fairway, like you said, Nate, that's very well done. Gannon's going to choose the backhand turnover route, and this is going to be a much, much tougher approach.
Yes, harder to swing it like laterally. He has to throw it right down the line of the wood line, and that's when that OB long comes into play. This is going to have the same problem, maybe worse.
Yeah, and this approach from there is going to be tough because they're so aggressive. I think we're going to see big sky anhysers, which have the potential to do all kinds of naughty stuff.
This could be so good. Just push.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I love that. You can stick a foot in there and make your birdie.
Totally.
If you're feeling confident getting the roller down and you have the kind of power that these guys have, you could certainly see Cole making a 2 here if he gets that perfect.
Not a ton of height to lay down the roller off the tee, but it gets that thing down really nice, gets a lot of cut on it, and
Ooh, that's a
great
bomb.
distance.
Yeah, it is. Huge drive.
I keep going back and forth with whether or not I'm ready to call Isaac a certified boom daddy. He does well on all the long courses we play.
Yeah.
I'm not quite there yet.
Look at the height on this.
This requires so much power.
It looked perfect to me.
That much height, so easy to stall out, come up short, find yourself in a bad spot.
Oh, here's that spot. This is dangerous.
Yeah, that's
Oh, good drop.
great shot.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
That is
I thought it was
incredible.
going over the basket when he first let it go, but I decided to bite my tongue. Trust in Simon, and it worked.
That is incredible. That's flexing a little bit, but that shouldn't be a problem for Isaac.
Tougher than I thought it would be, but I still expect he's going to be able to get this done.
That wasn't
Don't
good.
roll. Okay. Well, it's rolling a little bit.
Oh, okay. Better than... It wasn't good, but it worked
Yeah,
really well.
that happens in disc golf for
Yeah.
sure. I've done plenty of those. Not good, but I like the score I'm writing down.
He Dairy Queen the basket.
Oh no.
Hate to see it. Needs everyone he can get back right now with a 3 over start.
Yeah, my mind goes to, is this a case of wanting it a little too much? Hometown hero, feature card, the honor that comes with that. And Cole, a very young guy, and just probably all his family's here watching. And it's this moment where, you get the loudest cheer. Like, you're on Gannon Burr's card, and you just got a louder cheer than he did. Mm-hmm. And it's like this. It's something to carry. Not that he's not capable. But I wonder with this slow start if it could be a case of just being a little tight, just wanting this more than about anything else.
That's the first time we got a look at where Gannon's approach shot landed. I mean, that he parked it from back there. 4 for 4 start. Off to the races, man. This guy performs in the state of Oregon. 2 for 2 last year at the Beaver State Fling and the Portland Open. And he just ran away at Glendoveer last year. I mean, he has spoke nothing other than how much he loves that course, how much fun he has over at Glendoveer. And so for him to be playing well here, this is a watch out field moment right now.
Hole 5, par 4, 630 feet. One of the tougher ones out here, I think, as far as a big number is capable on this one.
Yeah, sure.
Tough driving hole. You got to keep it low through a little tunnel, and then you just take it over this road right here. I've seen a lot of big numbers. That's why. And I've taken a lot of big numbers on this hole. So,
Ooh. Forehand roller.
Yeah, slapping one down.
I love that. The forehand roller seems to be the play in this hole,
It's going too far almost, but yeah.
not if you can throw it that far. What on earth, dude? What got into you?
wow. Ooh, a little love. Oh,
Yeah,
big skip.
Whoa.
big skip.
That's actually hard from there. especially for somebody who doesn't like the sidearm. But it's okay.
He used the height available to him really well with that shot.
So good. What's the ability of Sexton Firebird are you throwing for that type of cut roller?
The most stable one I had on me.
Okay.
But it's still not that stable. It's a 2019 for those in the know.
What about that one? Same one? Did you just pick it up and rip her again?
We went with a different guy.
Gotcha.
But I could have.
And is this a Sexton Firebird that you're putting with?
The color would lead you to believe so, but no, I just like that color, I think.
Well, I like that color of green on your scorecard. 3 under now through 5. And Ezra also 3 under through 5.
You guys remember when this hole was exactly the same, but it was a par 5?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Remember how easy disc golf used to be?
I do. I don't remember that part of the Milo McIver experience, but I do remember that this was a par 5, and I do remember that our guest on our Jomez practice round back at the Cascade Challenge, Brody Miller, I was playing with him when he threw it in for the Albatross.
Yes.
Or I don't know if that was after they changed it to a par 4, but either way, it was a second shot.
All right, 3 for 3. Can we get another? 2 for 2. There's 3 for 3.
Oh, the low limmies.
Still fine.
Yeah, still playing.
Still tackable, but you'd love to have that extra 60 feet.
Looks like it's pulled a little. Get past it somehow. No.
Decision
Okay.
time.
Yeah,
Probably the smart decision needs to be made from that place.
he likes to go.
He does like to go.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the power to go from anywhere, and it
He's
looks
going.
like he's
Yeah.
got the go stance.
Yeah.
And
Oh, no.
that's why you shouldn't have the go stance from back there. Got to dig deep right now. Bleeding early strokes.
Yeah, tough start, especially when the guy on your card's got them all.
Every single one so far. What a second shot from Isaac. Goes long. Doesn't need that extra 60 feet.
Just about the best spot you could put a disc here to come in with backhand. But
Oh,
there is one
man.
tree that could maybe present a problem.
that is so rude. Simon using all the height allowed, maybe too much of it. And that's going to slow him down. See if Cole can get up and down just to save the bogey. Pretty routine shot,
Yeah,
and he'll do that.
Yeah, nicely done.
it's not the worst bogey on the course.
Like you said, Paul, I think this is one where it can really get away from you. I think a single bogey is fine.
You don't see too many guys just go with the double knee down like that.
Good effort, good height, just a bit right.
Sometimes he puts straight up straddle with his knees together somehow. Like the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Simon didn't need to watch that for too long.
Isaac missed a couple of these already. Not that one.
Not that one. That was as pure as it gets. Just when I didn't think I could be more impressed with the skills of one person, Simon Lizotte went ahead and just blew my mind a couple of days ago at something that you guys are going to see during the off season. But this man put on a set of rollerblades and was skating around a rink like it's his job.
Like he was born wearing blades.
I've never heard him one time, and I'm lucky enough to say that I'm a friend of Simon Lizotte. Been to his house many times. We were at each other's weddings. Never in my life did I know that he rollerbladed or had any interest in it whatsoever. Just a skill that he has among so many others.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me one bit.
No, I'm not surprised. It just
You can
caught
still
me off
be
guard.
amazed. You don't have to be surprised to be amazed.
That's it. Brad Williams joining Gannon Buhr at the top at 4 under.
Hole 6, par 3, 455. This is a little design change that they introduced last year, changing this sort of easy par 4 into a pretty difficult par 3. Now this ditch just short of the basket is out of bounds, so it makes you think a little bit. If you're going to go big, try to get all 455 in one shot, or are you going to play short, probably play for par. It is a bit of a backstop. If you're feeling good about your aim, you can send one in there 100 miles an hour and you'll probably be okay.
Do you miss the original?
Yeah, I do. But I can understand why this is more compelling.
So bad, it's probably good. I see it down there.
Or is it? Oh, yeah, there it is.
And the OB ends right there,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Oh,
So I think he's got to look.
get out of jail free card. And I don't even think I need to ask Paul. I think this is the type of par 3s that Uli loves. A little risk reward action.
Yeah, I love it.
I figured he would.
So does Gannon.
He should.
This guy does too.
Yeah, I can kind of understand this to be a better hole, but I just missed the old one just for the sake of the
Oh, no.
Classic.
history.
Oh, well.
But this is certainly more compelling in terms of making players step up and take a risk. And it's not going to give up easy birdies.
No, not at all. Does play just barely under par, which is a bit of a surprise to me at .02 under.
Yeah, that's impressive. Oh, this is really high.
Hit the branches.
You'd rather it be just short.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
think you.
quite a bit short, but now it's in the weird place.
Yeah.
Still fine.
Should be fine.
Cole a little bit beside himself here.
Yeah, you can see it in just the way he's walking, and that's it's
Better
a
be.
tough thing to
Yeah,
shake
for sure.
off.
Well, for sure he better be.
Yeah, he's 3 over par.
Wow, look at this though. What an effort.
You can't be 3 over par and la-di-da-di, happy day, you know.
Especially
It's not a sign of a competitor. And I know there's a lot of people out there who like to have a lot of fun, but
Sure.
this guy's on the lead card.
Sure.
Sometimes it takes a stern talking to yourself as well as you're walking up the fairway.
The hardest thing to do in the sport, I think, is to maintain that composure and walking with the confidence that you can get yourself out of the trenches. And that's something that I think we all at times have found ourselves suffering from, just kind of slouching your shoulders and just moping your way down the fairway. But it's a very easy thing to get yourself into. It's a hard thing to get yourself out of that.
Speaking of trenches, Isaac gets himself physically out of a trench up to the pin.
Oh, here's that move. Look at the knees. Are they going to touch? No, not quite. Wait for it. Oh,
Zap.
give me that.
Oh my
Good
gosh.
putt. There's another spot. You know what I mean? Like he's 20 feet
Yeah.
and he's just got an awkward little look.
I mean, this green is one of the most famous for a reason. Just look at all those ferns and the staircase. It's like little after a rainy winter, the greens are going to grow up on this course.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to get some tricky little spots.
I missed the Beaver State Fling sign in the back of it. Obviously, this isn't the Beaver State Fling, but that was, I think, pictures of this green with the Beaver State piece of wood back there. Maybe the reason why I came to Portland in 2012 to play this
Yeah,
course for
sure,
the first time.
sure.
It's just so epic, so iconic.
Yeah, and it's not the Beaver State Fling, but like, isn't it kind of the Beaver State Fling? I mean, I know there still is going to be a Beaver State Fling this July off the tour, and that tournament deserves all the history and all the honor, but also, come on, like, it's the big one.
You guys, I just saw your names at the top, still at 3 under apiece. And a friend of the show, T. Gilbert, up there at 4 under.
I got to track him down. I haven't seen him in a while.
He's been back at school, so he's coming back on tour a little bit now. I think the summertime's rolling around. We're going to see T. Gilbert out here a lot more.
420. This is something you want to take your, like, one of your most stable discs, put it on a lot of Anheuser, and just cross your fingers. Hope for the best. Or this little number.
You got my attention.
Yeah, talk to me, Gannon. Explain.
Yeah.
So I think
he's trying to go through straight at the pin. He has to be.
Yeah, I think he's trying to take a little bit of right to left flex with Summer Breeze and squeeze it in between those trees. And I think it's probably the best line if you have the skill to do it.
I think all it would take is limbing the brush at the very beginning right of, like, down here on the bottom right of the screen. If that was limbed up, I would be going forehand flex.
Yeah, but
I think what Isaac just did is the pure route.
Yeah.
Turn it over to 40 feet.
Yep.
Well, obviously the pure route is right at it, but that's like 3 feet wide.
not many people are going to take that on.
Yeah, you want to just, like you said, nice and overstable. Like if if this was a way more overstable disc,
I think it's fine. I think that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because if you start getting tight, the limbs come more into play, the trees do. You want to stay away from all that stuff.
Yeah, so close. That's just so close to the pure line. Just got to be a few feet farther right. But I love the height. Hard to get the height and the aim right on this hole when you're throwing so downhill. It's an unusual shot shape they force you into.
Doesn't want to mess with it.
so that happens a lot on this hole.
You can find yourself in some tricky comeback putts for par, and sometimes even if you throw a great drive, you can find yourself in a weird spot for the birdie look. Simon, look at that.
Oh,
look at that.
Beautiful.
One of the best in the world at that nose-up spinner. Just a matter of time before we saw a big highlight putt from someone on this card. Simon was just given those left and right final round at Cascade during that miraculous run, the battle to the finish line with Anthony Brello. What a final round that was.
Typical miss there when you got to Anheuser it around the tree. Sometimes you just pull her.
To make that putt, he would have had to have been quite literally an inch or two off that tree.
Right, that's why he hit it.
Yep.
Not surprising. Especially for somebody who typically hyzer putts. That's a tough angle to control distance. It's almost a guess. Like, oh, please. Okay, no, didn't do it. All right, no problem.
You don't see Isaac really put a lot of Anheuser angle for those shaped putts. Gannon's still holding off the masses, but Ulibarri, Macbeth, Williams, Clemens, and Gilbert all at 4 under, 1 stroke behind.
Hole 8, par 4, 850 feet. Big hyzer off the tee is the prescribed play for a righty. Try to get up here as far as you can, but also swinging a bit to the left side to set up a more open angle to attack this very well guarded pin. Like to pit either the big flex shot, or if you throw it far enough, you can kind of go hyzer, the really big arms. Try to work something back around to the left.
What is the best place to be for your approach shot on this fairway?
Really far and left.
That's what I think too.
Far and left. Well, Simon can get far.
It's not left enough to be perfect.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it might be. It's
Yeah,
close.
even left of that, it's better.
Yeah, but that is actually more left than I thought it would be.
Same. It went far. I know it went far.
Yeah, that I was always sure of. Just like I'm sure about this one.
You think it's gonna go far?
I just know it.
It's just so smooth, so efficient. Doesn't have to do much at all to get all the distance in the world.
That could be perfect. Is that farther?
Then Simon's.
Yeah.
It's
I think they're dead on top of each
yeah.
other.
I think I think Gannon might be closer to the pin,
What
but
about
only by angle.
What about certified boom daddy?
Oh, Gannon Buhr is a certified boom daddy.
Look, that
Three
No,
times
I'm
over.
talking about
Yeah,
Isaac.
that just went past somebody's disc, which that might get you certified right there, considering the two guys that threw before him.
Well, I was just asking because Jerm
I
isn't
know.
ready.
I know.
I still
What
don't know.
has to happen?
I don't know.
I think he's going last.
Yeah,
If he's
that
going last, then we're gonna we'll put the certificate on the screen.
would stamp his passport.
Leave that to our editors to come up with a certificate to put on the screen.
Oh,
Oh, come on. That's the worst mistake you can make from there.
yeah, that's bad.
If it trickled through, maybe you can get out of that, but there are some areas in there that you are hating it.
That's like a coin flip on a flick roller or not coming up for the next shot.
Oh, here's one boomer.
Like the flex line.
Get stable now. Nope. Oh, that can be tough.
Can definitely be tough.
It's going to be a long night for the Jomez editors.
When isn't it?
Wow.
I guess Tuesdays. It's not too bad.
I
Well,
li-
Tuesdays they
I
probably
like
a little
this.
bit.
Simon gets over the top. Where did that finish?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
not bad.
50 feet just inside, maybe?
Yeah, I think he just threw it too high. It was a great angle. I
Yeah.
don't know why we're going that high there.
So now, so far left, do we see just pure Heiser here?
He's never done that.
Oh, also Isaac
Oh.
loses his way on the shot. Oh, boy.
Oh, and that really went left.
That's the worst. When you have just the perfect angle, you can choose the hyzer, the low flex line, and you just kind of lose both of them. Send it straight left. That's going to be a tough save. Gannon's got a tricky bit to do here.
He's going to putt a driver.
Wow.
That is so smart and well done. Still has C2 left.
That'll tell you all you need to know about how hard it is to get out of that little tree complex there at the top of the hill.
Well, the good thing for Cole is that Isaac was first to go, so he's at least closer than that. Isaac didn't quite make it all the way out, still has room to go for his par.
You're telling me Cole is closer than this?
I don't know. I kind of see a disc over there. I think he just kind of pitched it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just pitched it out. It's hard to get everything when you're deep in the
Totally.
deep
You might
in the
have
woods.
some simultaneous throwing going on sometimes on holes
So
like
you
these.
guys were saying that was good for a Gannon, but I wasn't so sure that the putt
Yeah.
driver's the right play.
Wow.
What do
You
you
know?
think he could have done?
I think so.
What instead
Well,
of what?
sidearm roller or
Yeah,
something,
maybe.
you know.
He's pretty far in there, like to get the right hand.
I'm gonna ask you. You go in there right now. Do you think you're?
Putting a driver.
I don't think so, but
Not a
I think
chance.
there's a lot of times when you could go, are you
you-
going to do the same thing as Gannon? And I would come out the loser in that.
No.
You know, the barometer, would Nate do it, might not be the end all be all.
Do you think you could get closer?
How many tries do I get?
Your first try. You're in there. You're on the featured card. You
Yeah,
got to do your
sure.
thing.
A little Tommy Hawkins action.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. It's hard to say.
Yeah, you got to walk a mile in his shoes. Surprising bogey for Gannon and Isaac with
Yeah.
great drives. And I believe Gannon, at some point during that transaction of taking the bogey, said, that's the first bogey I've taken on this course in 2 years. Like, going back to 2023 was the last time he took over par at Milo McIver.
Wow.
The more you know about that kind of stuff, the sooner you're about to bogey. You know? Like, if you're kind of like, it's been 18 months since
I think
missed a putt low.
I think
it's like
almost
you have
every
30
disc
seconds
golfer
to-
in the world.
You have 30 seconds till you claim one.
That applies to everyone except Gannon, in my opinion. That guy holds on to all the information, all the facts, and it doesn't really seem to hold him back too much.
Sure. Though he did, it's over now. So
He might putt this. Did you guys see, as we watched Simon come up a little short?
Top of the world.
Top of the world, putting it 600 feet.
I did.
Yes.
I forgot about that. I take everything I have back about the putt from the trade.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it, too. Just putt everything.
Yeah, putt it always.
Have the first
Here we
ever
go.
1,000 rated
come
putt.
on.
Hey.
I think we might have our first
That's nice.
really great shot from Cole. That was in control. That's what we're used to seeing from him.
Arguably the best shot that we've seen from him was a nice putt back on 3.
Yeah.
That's not really arguably. That was definitely the best shot he's thrown so far.
I guess slow down.
Yeah, it's gonna go
If
long.
anything. Yeah, and it's a lot of tough putts from over there. Another one of those holes where if you get pin high left or right, that doesn't mean anything good.
Uh-huh.
You might not even have a look.
You want to look like this.
You want to go right at it.
This is the drive you want.
So good.
That's what you want.
No flip required. I tend to think of this hole as being a little bit of a flip shape, but if you can beeline it like that, you don't need it.
The Snapdragon. Another one so close.
Looked good to me for a very long time.
I don't think Gannon. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's a. Don't need to waste time on this one moment. He could have tried to bank it off a tree like you did, Paul, but not interested in that.
Nice.
Well done. Hole 9 is a very difficult to birdie hole. I feel like it's always felt like a bonus birdie. But it does set up for the technical backhand throw, and forehanders don't have too much to work with, so it kind of makes sense that I'd have that take. You're going backhand on this thing all day long, right?
Not today.
Oh, you're a forehander guy.
Yeah, I tried it. It didn't work.
Okay.
But I think it can be done.
P. Ulibarri, let's go.
Okay.
5 under at the top, tied.
Couple of old Pauls up there battling it out with Macbeth up there
Look
as
at
well.
this classic scorecard.
Yeah.
Dustin Keegan coming off his U-Play stuff, said, I'm going to play a disc golf tournament, and he's playing dang good.
Yeah, some classic names at a classic course up there. You kind of like this?
Man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm going down the list. I'm trying to find the first newcomer up there, and it's like all maybe Connor Rock. Maybe that's the first guy where I'm like, he's kind of new, but it's a bunch of old timers up there. Milo McIver. All right. Fun front 9.
Absolutely.
Tough start for Cole, but I'm sure he'll battle back. This is a course he's very comfortable with, and yeah, that's a good birdie at 9. Hopefully that can develop some momentum.
Thanks to the Founders Club, we will see you guys for the back 9 of round 1.
What do you think they should do, Nate?
Yeah, what if they were to do something?
Oh. I mean, stretch. It's not something you think about, but when you get up, try to put some time towards stretching. I think it's going to keep you active into your old age.
Like and subscribe too while you're at it.
Watch your body and I feel that sunshine.